People think that the President of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not.
Who's paying for that debt relief? Who's doing it?
Nobody is paying for that relief.
How much should a candidate's cognitive function factor into that decision when someone votes?
I don't even know what that question means.
That was two geniuses representing the Biden campaign. The first one we're going to take a look at is Jim Clyburn talking about so-called student debt relief, which is really just penalizing citizens who did not attend a four-year university and redistributing money to those who did.
What has happened in the last 4 years on student debt, for instance? Joe Biden has eliminated, just in public service student loan debt alone, over $60 billion for people saddled with student loan debt.
And who's paying for that, Congressman? It's all well and good, but who's paying for it?
What do you mean who's paying for it?
Who's paying for that? Who's paying for that debt relief? Who's doing it?
Nobody is paying for that relief.
Now, this is truly such a propaganda statement, I'm not even really sure how to refute it, other than to say that obviously someone has to pay for it. And even if the money is printed, it's always going to come back around to taxpayers. So I would just say if you think no one is paying for this or it's not going to add to the national debt, then you might be a Biden voter. This isn't the first time that Clyburn has said something similar. If you take a look at his previous comments, he clearly thinks that government debt is a fake, made-up thing that doesn't matter.
You know, I'm not a proponent of having a debt limit. I don't think we ought to have that at all. Another 75,000 people will become eligible for this forgiveness. And I want to say to your listeners, this is not giving anybody's money away.
As always, when it comes to Democrats, if you oppose it, then you're a racist.
Student loan debt is a racial justice issue.
I just want to ask one question. My daughter's getting out of school. I saved all my money. She doesn't have any student loans. Am I going to get my money back? Of course not. So you're going to pay for people who didn't save any money, and those of us that did the right thing get screwed.
No, it's not anybody got screwed. When we started,
of course we did. My buddy had fun, bought a car, went on vacations. I saved my money. He made more than I did. But I worked a double shift, worked extra. My daughter's worksheet is 10. So you're laughing. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. We did the right thing, and we get screwed.
I appreciate
That's
it.
all right.
Not to mention that this is going through multiple legal challenges right now, and that comes after the Supreme Court has blocked Biden from trying to do this previously.
Secondly, if you don't have one of those loans, you just get $10,000 written off. It's passed. I got it passed by a vote or two.
Absolutely
Wrong.
In reality, the president's actions violate the law and are beyond his authority.
Arkansas's attorney general, joined by 5 other GOP states, are suing. They want to block the administration's plan to forgive up to $10,000 in student debt for those earning less than $125,000 and up to $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients.
The administration argues that a law passed by Congress, the HEROES Act, allows the White House to act in times of national emergency.
But President Biden is using this law to justify this forgiveness program, with COVID being the national emergency.
We do begin here with the justices striking down President Biden's controversial student debt relief plan that would forgive student debts for more than 43 million Americans at a cost of $400 billion.
I think it says that it's unpopular. I mean, look at what it's doing. This is $500 billion, right? I mean, that's almost 2 years of the GDP of the state of Missouri. And this is all going to, from teachers, truckers, and farmers to people who haven't paid off their student loans. And I think a lot of people in Congress think just the magnitude of this is grossly unfair.
Now we go to some more Biden campaign propaganda, with a campaign spokesperson saying she doesn't know what the question means when she's asked whether cognitive ability should matter to a voter. And then she claimed that Joe Biden was sharper than ever, which I guess could be true, but that's a very, very low bar.
How much should a candidate's cognitive function factor into that decision when someone votes?
I don't even know what that question means. I mean,
when they vote, should they be thinking about which candidate, how they're functioning cognitively?
Sure, absolutely. They should.
All right, we'll leave it at that. The article does include, Adrienne, a poll from March, a Wall Street Journal survey of voters in 7 battleground states, and just 28% said the president was better suited physically and mentally for the presidency. 48% of people in this study picked Donald Trump. I think people will hear what you're saying and say, well, it's the campaign. Of course, they're going to push back on this story. How does the president turn these numbers around?
Well, look, we are not focused on the day-to-day horse race. We are focused on making sure that we can talk to every single American, that we can draw the contrast between us and our opponent, that we can make sure that they understand Joe Biden's strong record and what he will continue to do in his second term for the American people. That's why you see President Biden traveling to battleground states, taking his message directly to the voters. We put a lot of money, far more than Donald Trump, invested in the infrastructure in these battleground states, making sure that we do have the investments in those states that will make a big difference in a close election. I can tell you that he is sharper than ever. And again, I want to go back and really underscore the fact that his record is very strong. He's achieved more as president than at least the past 4 to 5 presidents before him. You cannot get that done if you don't have all of your faculties.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Oh, I think it could be, but I hope in God that look, as I've never seen a time when the political coverage, the choice from Charlotte, another line going from in Florida down to Tampa. Of Putin's Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk. The rapidly rising I don't know. I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
Hi, Vice President Biden. My name is Naveed. Hi. I am from San Mateo, California, and thank you so much for allowing me to participate in this town hall with you. I'm right now thinking about that.
You're gonna have travel bans. You're gonna not be able to have economic intercourse around the world.